Let's go Dolphins! Let's go Dolphins!
Welcome back, everybody, to Heights Hoopla, here for our second episode. Well, we're in the second week of November, and the new season's kickoff for the basketball teams this weekend as both teams go on the road for early season tournaments. And then guess what? They're right back here next week for their home openers, and that's conference time as well. So we talked to both head coaches today to figure out how both teams are preparing and what to expect as the upcoming season comes forward.
Let's go Dolphins! Let's go Dolphins!
We've been putting in the mouth.
Let's go Dolphins! Let's go Dolphins!
We only taking what was ours. So you better be the one that got us. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind.
Let's go Dolphins! Let's go Dolphins!
We gon' blow
Let's
your
go
mind.
Dolphins! Let's go Dolphins!
Welcome back to Heights Hoopla, everybody. With me now is women's head coach Gina Castelli. Thank you so much for joining me again, head
Thanks
coach.
for having me again.
Let me ask you this. The season kicks off Friday. What's the morale like right now in the locker room?
Really, really excited. You know, I think this week you could even see it in practice. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, but you could definitely sense that a game's approaching, and they're just really excited.
Well, not just a game. You guys have to kick off the season just like the men's team. 2 games, 24 hours. How do you prepare for something like that, especially in the final week of preparations?
It's a little difficult, to be honest with you, because you're trying to focus on the first game, and then you have the next game. So we've tried like Monday and Tuesday to do a little bit of both. But for me, I actually just like to concentrate one game at a time. We're all in the same boat. Youth Sciences is the same way. We play them the second day. So preparation, it has to be very, very simple going into that game.
And then, of course, right after that, you kick off everything right here at home. However, it's against a team like AIC for the conference, conference opener. How do you prepare or switch gears from a tournament to that kind of game?
I think the tournament's going to help us. I think Goldie Beacon is similar to AIC in that they have a really strong inside game, and Youth Sciences is meticulous in how they execute. And I do think that both of these teams are going to prepare us to go into the AIC game. We have quite a few returning players, so I think they know a lot about AIC as well. But right off the rip, we got to be ready. So, it is one of the biggest challenges of the NE10. Playing conference games in November is very difficult for all of us.
Yeah, I can imagine that. As far as the newcomers on the team, I realize it's still kind of the growing pains era, but how are they assimilating to the team, and do you see the veterans kind of stepping up to help them out and get them ready for the season?
They're doing really well. They're freshmen, so they're hard workers, they're energetic. But at times, you see that they're not remembering some things. There's a lot to remember. So we have a really good group of girls that really try to take them under their wings and show them, help them remember some of the plays, the defenses. It just takes time. That's the thing about freshmen. So plus the fact that they have classes and, Gabby Badway's in science, and it's it's the most challenging, I think, of all curriculums here. So, it's one day at a time with them. Some days they look really, really good. Some days they look like freshmen, but but they're going to be really good for us.
Good. Well, again, good luck with everything this weekend. Hopefully everything works out for you, and we'll see you guys when you come back home next Wednesday. Make sure you join us next Wednesday right here at Le Moyne for the home opener. We'll be right back after this with head coach Pat Beeline of the men's team.
Walking the path of integrity. Forever embracing a life in balance. Standing tall and confident. Leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play. With clear vision and a full heart. Looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition. United by our values. Determined by nature. Uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Welcome back, everybody, to Heights Hoopla. I'm Mike Glennon. Alongside me, men's head coach, Pat Beeline. How are you, Coach?
Doing well. Thanks for having me again.
Well, you guys had an incredible last Saturday, taking down Siena on the road, 73-71. What is it you see from a game like that? And I know it's an exhibition, but what do you see as far as maybe something that you really saw that you liked, or maybe something you need to work on?
Yeah, I thought it was a great exhibition for us, obviously, to get the win. But not only Siena pressed us, they played 3 different variations of zone defense and a man-to-man. So in all, with getting the win, having to go against changing defense, it was great for us.
And what was the locker room morale, or what is the locker room morale right now with that win, but also kind of going into the season starting on Saturday?
Yeah, after the win, the locker room was very excited. Anytime you can celebrate a road victory, that's great. And just celebrating any victory in general. College basketball is a very tough game, so when you get a win, you want to celebrate it, whether it's a D1 opponent or a D2 opponent. These guys are excited to get this weekend going with a real game start. Like I told them today in practice, our record still stays 0-0. Siena was a great force, but it's time to move to the real thing.
Fair enough. Now, in that game, did anybody kind of stand out to you as far as maybe that surprised you, or just kind of, yeah, I knew he was going to do well?
I think Taekwon Rowland having sitting out for a year and a half and coming back and playing at that type of level was really good for him. And Dan Kegler with 9 rebounds, 12 points. So I think all in all, everyone played well, and that's kind of how this team's going to be this year. Everyone's going to chip in at various times of the year.
Obviously, the regular season kicks off this weekend. How is it that you get your team prepared in not just the final week of the season, but you guys have 2 games in 24 hours to kick it off? So how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, right now you never feel fully prepared as a coach going into the regular season. There's a lot of things we still have to work on. But having the back-to-back games is a challenge. So right now we're just taking it one day at a time, and we're focused on Malloy. After that Malloy game, we'll focus on Caldwell. So just focusing each day, each practice, each game getting better, and hopefully things take care of themselves.
Well, good luck with everything this weekend, and thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you pay attention and check out the results from this weekend as they take on Malloy and Caldwell, and we'll be back right after this.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and make sure you check out all the action this weekend on themoinindolphins.com to keep up with both teams as they go through the early season tournaments. And then don't forget, next week, come and join us on Wednesday and show your support for the home team as they take on AIC starting at 5:30 as a women's game tip-off. Right after that will be the men. So make sure you come out and join us, and we'll see you next week, everybody.